Hey everybody, welcome back to my modern homestead. For those of you who are new here, my name is Janet and I'm so thankful that each and every one of you are here. Can y'all see my eyes? Do I need to take my glasses off? Y'all, this is so funny. It is always so quiet out here. There's never anything out here, but the one time and the one day I come and decide to do a video on the porch, there is some kind of tree equipment out there at the cemetery making all sorts of racket. So I hope y'all can hear me okay. I think they're leaving. But anyway, I want to talk to you today about prepping your pantry. Now it doesn't just have to be your pantry, but anywhere in your home that you have supplies that you don't necessarily use all the time, but that you might need in the future. Think about your linen closet, your first aid closet, your actual pantry. And what would happen, y'all, if you couldn't go to the store? Remember back in 2020? Were you ready? Did you have everything you need? What if that had lasted a really long time and you could not go to the store at all? Or what would happen if there was a job loss in your family? It's windy. I hope that wind is not disturbing y'all either. But anyway, I just want to talk to you about those things because of the way we live. My husband is a truck driver, and a lot of times we have to do what we can do when we can do it, and we have to be prepared for times when he's not working, when there's not an income. We have to be able to live off of what we have. So I tend to walk a fine line between prepper and preparer. I consider myself more a preparer, but I do feel in my heart of hearts that it's wise to be prepared for whatever may come. Y'all, if you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world today, what's going on overseas, the crazy weather patterns in just the United States on our continent, y'all, I'm sorry, but that's being a little bit irresponsible, and I don't want you to be caught unawares and unprepared. But y'all, it's not even those big things. Think about the little things. It would only take one accident to put you or your spouse out of work. And then what would you do if you don't have what you need? So y'all, I don't want you to be caught in those situations, because I have. When I was young and when my husband first started driving and I wasn't used to this lifestyle, it was hard. I know we would have a freezer full of stuff and I would start seeing that stuff go down just even a little bit, and I would start just panicking because I'd be like, my freezer's not as full as it was. I see the stuff disappearing. What am I going to do? Now, I don't want anybody to feel those feelings. But anyway, I just had to bring this out here because I was watching Patera one day. I was scrolling through and her video came up and she was I don't know, maybe it was something about the Great Depression, being depression ready or something, I don't know. But anyway, she was talking about different things her grandmother does. And y'all, my mom was an older mom. She had me in her 30s. And my grandmother, she actually grew up and lived during the Depression days. And so my mom held on to a lot of things that my grandmother did. And buttons, y'all. I bet a lot of even younger parents or younger adults had parents who held on to buttons. These are some I got from her house. I remember as a little girl, she had a cookie tin. I actually found one at a yard sale just like hers, and I bought it to put these buttons in, but we moved and it didn't happen. I've still got it somewhere. But anyway, I got tickled because I bought something today and it had a button on it. And y'all, I don't hardly ever sew, but guess what I do? I hold on to all my buttons. I don't know why. I will never in my life need all these buttons, I'm sure. but it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things. What if I need it? So I'm gonna put my button into my little container, and that's one little simple thing you can do. I've got the bag, I don't want it to, whoa, hold on, blow away in the wind like my paper. Okay, anyway, so there's my little whatever for today. So anyway, what can you do to be prepared? Even if you want to be a big time prepper, if you just want to be prepared and have your home well stocked, sorry, wind's blowing my hair, what can you do? How can you start? Well, I'm going to give you an easy way to start, y'all. Pick the areas in your home that need the most help. What do you need to stock up on the most? I have a list of a few areas in my home that I try to think about when I am buying things. I have HBA, which would be health and beauty aids, first aid. I have a miscellaneous type thing category, water, baking, spices, and oils, because those are all on one aisle where I shop. Pasta and rice, because they're all on one aisle, and even in that I have canned meats, and some of the vegetables are on that aisle. And speaking of which, canned vegetables and canned fruits, freezer and dehydrator type items, either that you want to freeze or dehydrate or that are already frozen or dehydrated. I don't have a freeze jar, but I do have a dehydrator. Clothing, cleaning supplies, and that can be cleaning for your home or cleaning of yourself. Soaps, toothpastes, whatever cleaning products you use. Proteins, and paper products, toilet paper, paper towels, whatever paper products you use, like baggies, even storage baggies. Think about those things. Home and office, especially if you're like us and you have a home-based business or small business. What about those supplies? What would you need if you had to go a few months without buying things? And then lastly, think about your home, things you would use outside. Do you have animals? Do you need to stock up and have a few months supply of those? And it's my recommendation to always start with a month. Once you have a month supply of things, stretch it out to 2 months. Build up your 2 months. Keep building until you get to 6 months. Okay, you're to 6 months. Stretch it on out to... Millie, no. Sorry. I got on a brand new outfit and she just dropped a pine cone in my lap. Anyway, stretch it out, get to 1 year. And then you're doing pretty good if you get to that 1 year. Am I there with all of my things at 1 year? No, but am I trying? Absolutely I am. So think about those areas. What are your areas? You can use these. That's a great start, but you might have other areas. You might have enough, especially like people who do coupons and things. I know a lot of those people have tons of cleaning supplies already stocked up, so you might not even need that category. You can focus on a different category. And speaking of which, once you have a year's supply in some of these things, because they're easier to build up, take that area off and replace it or double up on a different area you need to build up. Does that make sense? So say you have all the cleaning supplies you need. Well, whatever money you would use building up that cleaning supply, put it towards freezer items or clothing items. Does that make sense? And when you have that category all full for a year, everything you think you might need, move on to a different area. But y'all just don't stop. Just keep going. So, just a few tips, and I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to show you what I have and what I bought, because since we've moved, I've not been able to shop until last week and this week. So I want to show you what I got. I had a whole video done for y'all, and somehow I deleted the whole video. It was all ready to go. But anyway, we're not going to cry over deleted videos. We're just going to move on. And I'm going to show you last week and this week some of the things I have that I picked up, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my 6 biggest tips for building up your pantry. Y'all ready? Let's go look at what we got. Okay, y'all, let's look at our things that we bought. The first thing on my list that I mentioned was HBA, Health and Beauty Aids. And in the store, those would be things like your shampoo, shaving creams, razors. So think about all those things you need. And the shampoos, shaving creams, those are super easy to build up a year's supply very quickly. All right, and so first aid. Think about things like your Band-Aids. If y'all saw my closet that I did, y'all know I have gauzes, I have wraps and whatnot. But the one thing I was missing was regular Band-Aids and acetaminophen. So I picked up some of that. And then next on our list, and y'all, I know this is crazy and all out of whack in order, but it's okay. It's just my groups. We have water. I picked up 2 jugs plus a case of bottles. Baking spices and oils. Y'all, I got so upset and went into a panic. I tried not to anyway. I cannot find white lily all-purpose flour anywhere. All except Amazon. Amazon has it, but I'm not paying those crazy prices. Now, I ordered 4 bags of white lily all-purpose flour, but they gave me self-rising. I didn't say anything. I just kept it because you can use self-rising. They make wonderful, I make a sour cream muffin with them, biscuits with them, so it's okay. But I do have gold medal bread flour. And I went ahead and went in and picked up 2 all-purpose flours. Yes, it's not a brand it's not a brand that I trust and that I like. But y'all, if you don't have what you like, something's better than nothing. Sometimes you got to be willing to compromise. Also on that aisle, your oils. Now butter I consider in that, but of course you got to go to the refrigerator section to get that. And spices, I didn't really pick up spices today because I've got a pretty good supply of those, but think about your prepackaged spices if you don't mind using those. It's always a good idea to have some on hand, even if you do like making your own. Keep these around. And like gravy packets. Oh, that was one thing. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. When I was talking about flour, one way to get around shortages in your flour is buy mixes already done in the store. Muffin mixes, pancake mixes, biscuit mixes, meat frying mixes. All of these are ways. Oh, cake mix. Did I say cake mixes? I don't know. Anyway, think about those things when you see that you can't get the flour you like. Sometimes we got to keep making those compromises. Do the best you can do. Just get something in your house. Okay. So as I was saying, that reminded me when I was talking about the gravy, because gravy has flour. I normally just use flour to make my gravy, but keep those packets on hand too. All right, next one, pasta and rice. I have a lot of rice, but these are my absolute favorite noodles, and for a while they could not be found. So I picked up some of those. I think I got 2 packs today, but I already have some put away. Also, the next group is canned fruits and vegetables. Y'all have seen my pantry. I'm pretty good on canned vegetables, so I'm trying to focus more on my fruit. So I picked up 4 jars. Then think about your freezer and dehydrated items. I didn't put these on the table because it was taking me a little while to get everything set up, but peas and carrots, you can leave these frozen. If you need the freezer space and you have a dehydrator, they are so easy to dehydrate in the dehydrator, so keep that in mind. Next group is clothing. Today, I just focused on socks. Actually, I bought these last week, and my husband didn't realize what I was doing. He actually opened it because he didn't know I had socks in the dryer that were already clean. I just had not folded them yet. And I found these on sale. I bought him a pack and my son a pack. My son's already put his up. I told him not to worry about it. And I bought a pack for Alyssa and for me. Now, socks are on the expensive side, so that's all the clothing I focused on for this week. Cleaning. I chose wipes and Clorox this week. That's not all you can do. Think about dish soaps, laundry detergents. What do you need? Proteins. I'm going to be canning a lot of proteins, but I like to have other proteins on hand too that are already done. So I've got pulled pork and roast beef, but I also got the beanie weenie. So you've got the beans and the hot dogs in them, and also Vienna sausages. These are the easy Pop Tops. Think about that. Keep that in mind. Speaking of Pop Tops, you might want to grab an extra can opener just to have an extra one on hand. What if yours tears up or is too dull and won't work right? Make life as easy as you can for yourself. Paper. I got paper towels. I had just bought some, toilet paper. I had just bought some paper towels, so I just picked up toilet paper today. Home and office. Do you use home and office things? Rubber bands. You can use these in other areas to hold things together. Well, do you have sourdough starters that you like to use and you need to cover the top of them, or kombucha, or anything that you like to do? And then envelopes. We couldn't find these for a really long time. Finally found these back in stock. Then my miscellaneous. I went ahead and picked up these. Y'all, they're what, $1 a pack? $2 tops. That and Gorilla Glue. Those types of things, I just include them in the miscellaneous. Y'all, I could talk for days about this. When we're talking about the Gorilla Glue, lighters, and rubber bands, think about tapes that you use in your house. Duct tapes, electrical tape, painter's tape, scotch tape, gift wrapping tape. Don't forget those things either. And, y'all, and like the paper, these can be miscellaneous or paper, however you want to put them, it doesn't matter. But foil and storage bags, keep those on hand too. Don't forget about those. And then I have sauces that I like to keep. And in sauces, I also remember like salad dressings. So there you go, y'all. That's what I picked up. Oh, and the outside things today, we just talked about the dog food. Just bought dog food. It's one area I am not stocked up on at all, so I started today. Oh, y'all, I see something else I left out. I did that on my last video. Soaps, deodorants, those type things. Pick those up. They're easy to stock up a good supply of them. So there we go, y'all. Okay, so there you have my haul. Excuse me. So let's look at the 6 biggest tips I have for you to start or to continue what you're doing and help you to get more organized. Number 1, just like we talked about at the beginning, find your system, what works for you. Figure out the areas that you need to work on, that you need to build up, and focus on those. Number 2, buy extra. If you need one of something, if you can afford it, buy 2. If you need 2, if you can afford it, buy 4. Or just buy 3. And at least you have that one extra one. Number 3, this one is so key, y'all, especially when you're buying food items. Use those store flyers. You can find wonderful sales, and sometimes they will have in-store sales. Like one day I walked in and they had pork chops for 98 cents a pound, a big pack of pork chops. We ate on those for 2 suppers and a lunch. It wasn't even $6, it was $5 and something. Y'all, you can't beat that. So use those and shop the sales. Number 5, don't be afraid of clearance items, y'all. Even meat items that are on clearance. They couldn't sell you those meats if they were not still safe to eat. If you buy those meats, cook them right away, eat them right away, or put them in the freezer just as they are, or cook them and put them into the freezer. Also, don't be afraid of second-hand stores or hand-me-downs from trusted places or trusted people. I know when my children were younger, I had friends who had super nice clothes from their children, and they all were just like doorsteps. So we were able, well, my friends were able to pass clothes to me that were in amazing condition. Wonderful brands, sturdy brands that lasted. Number 6, don't forget the structural or outside areas of your home. Also, that includes your animals. If you have chickens, turkeys, pigs, goats, any animal that you have that you need to feed, don't forget to stock up extra feed for those animals. Hay, bedding, anything you need for those animals. Make sure you think about them too. But of course, if you already have animals, that's probably a given. But I know some people that have animals that just have what they need for right now. But please, y'all, just have extra, even if it's just for a month. At least start with that. One thing I don't know that I mentioned specifically, and I just want to make sure that I do, when you're thinking about your outside areas, think about things like screws and nails, seeds, fertilizers, metals, if you use like metal roofing for animal animal housing, animal pens, just anything, y'all. Anything you would need for your house. Caulking, plastic sheeting, think about those things. So, there you go, you guys. I hope you were able to pick up a tip or two, especially my newbies. So many of y'all probably already do this, and this is old news to you. And I get that, that's fine. But y'all, I have young people who watch too, and they look to us for guidance. So don't forget to offer any of your tips down at the bottom. What works for you? What do you like to do? Do you have a specific system that you could share with some of the people who are watching? So y'all, I hope you picked up something and you enjoyed the video. You know I love it when you come and spend a few minutes with us. So until we meet again, y'all, may you be blessed. Love you guys.